The gift of the magi.
His husband is Jim. He works all day from morning to evening. Della wants to buy Jim a nice present, a present that he will like very much. She looks at the mirror again. Her very long hair touches the ground. Jim always tells Della that he loves her hair. This is why it is very special to her. Everyone who sees Della's hair tells her that it is beautiful. There are two important things which Della and Jim have. Della's hair is very important to her, and Jim has a very special gold watch. His grandfather gave this watch to Jim's father. Then his father gave the watch to Jim. Jim loves his gold watch. He takes it to work with him every day and always looks at the time. Della moves in front of the mirror. She watches how her hair moves. Then Della puts her hair up and puts on her hat again. A tear falls on the red carpet, which is now very old. Della takes the $1.87 from the table and puts it into her purse. Chapter 3. A Good Idea. Della puts on her old brown coat and old gloves. It is very cold outside. Then she goes to the door. The street is 2 floors down the stairs. She passes the mailbox, which is never used. On the street, Della sees many people. They are doing their shopping. Tomorrow is Christmas Day. Della thinks, "What can I buy for $1.87? She is sad again. There isn't a lot one can buy for only $1.87. As she walks, Della looks in the windows of some of the shops. She sees lovely things, but they are very expensive. Della walks down another street. She sees a sign in the window. The sign says, "I buy hair." She runs into the building and up to the 2nd floor. She knocks on the door. Della does not feel sad now. Now she is smiling. She has a good idea, and this makes her very happy. An old woman with gray hair opens the door. Her name is Mrs. Safrani, and she buys hair. Della asks Mrs. Safrani, "Will you buy my hair?" "I'll buy hair," says Mrs. Safrani. "Come in, take your hat off. I want to see your hair." Della takes off her hat, and her hair falls down to the floor. The old woman touches Della's hair. She says, "Very nice. I will give you $20 for your hair." "Fine," says Della. Mrs. Safrani gets her scissors. She cuts Della's lovely hair. Then Mrs. Safrani gives Della $20. Della goes back down to the street. She is very happy. She goes into all the big shops. She can now look for a nice present. Chapter 4. The Perfect Gift. Della goes into a shop that sells watches. She sees a good gift for Jim. The man in the shop goes to Della. She asks him, "Can I look at the chain, please?" It is a platinum chain for a watch. Della loves the chain. It is perfect for Jim's gold watch. Della is excited about Christmas again. "How much is the chain?" asks Della.
$21, says the man.
Della gives the man $21. He gives her the chain and then she runs home. She still has 87 cents, all in pennies. Della is smiling. She knows Jim will like the chain. Della gets to her apartment and happily goes inside. Chapter 5. Della's Prayer. Della walks to the mirror and looks at her hair. It is now very short. What will Jim think? Della wants her new short hair to look good for Jim. She goes to the bathroom and does her best to make her hair look nice. She wants to be beautiful for Jim when he comes home. 40 minutes later, her hair is ready. It is time to make dinner. Della turns on the oven and makes a pot of coffee. Della cooks pork chops for dinner. Jim likes pork chops. Della waits for Jim to come home. Jim is never late. She puts the platinum chain in her hand and sits at the table, which is near the door. She is excited. She is also a little worried. There is a noise outside the door. Jim is home. She hears him on the stairs. Then he starts to open the apartment door. Della says a little prayer. "Please, God," she prays, "make him think I am still pretty." Jim walks in. He takes off his coat. He is thin and looks serious. Jim is 22 years old. Jim has an old coat and no gloves. His hands are very cold. Jim looks at Della and stops. He is not angry or sad. Della jumps up and runs to Jim. She hugs him and says, "Jim, my love, don't look at me that way." Jim hugs Della. Della says, "I cut off my hair and sold it. I wanted the money to buy you a special present. My hair grows fast, very fast. Tell me you are happy."
"You cut off your hair?"
says Jim. He is still surprised.
"You say your hair is gone?"
"Yes," says Della. "I sold it. Be happy. I sold it for you. My hair is gone, but you still think I'm pretty, don't you?" very fast. Suddenly, Della remembers something. Jim has not seen her present. Della gives him the platinum chain. Isn't it lovely, Jim? I looked all over town for this special present. Now, each time you look at your watch, you can think of me. Give me your watch. I want to see how it looks on it. Jim does nothing. He just looks at Della. Then he goes to the couch and sits down. Jim puts his hands behind his head. He smiles. Della, Jim says, let's put our Christmas presents away. They are too nice to use now. Della looks surprised. She doesn't understand what he means. Jim says nothing at first. Then he says, Della, I sold the watch. I sold it to get the money to buy your combs. Now, let's eat dinner. Jim laughs, and then Della laughs. The magi were the 3 wise men. They brought presents for Jesus when he was born. They gave the first presents at Christmas. On this Christmas, Della and Jim gave the best things they had. They were things very important to them. Of all presents, these are the wisest. Anyone who gives gifts should give their best like Della and Jim. They are wise like the magi.